I consent, bro. I didn't even sign no form, no disclaimer to say like you can. Yo.
All right, go. Yo, people, we are back. Kings have a word.
Have a word.
Now it's no games. We ain't playing no games with you lot right now.
No games.
Right, my cousin Cody read all these albums, made all these beats, but he don't give me no credit. Quest, Wagwan.
You gotta stop doing that.
Why?
No, you do this every time, cousin. I tell you to stop doing this, cousin.
What? Your
No, that's my work, bro. That's my work. My work is my work, bro. No one takes credit for that.
Bro,
Anyway, what
I
you
own
saying,
these
people?
masters, bro.
That's why I got rid of him. That's why I got rid of him, man. All of that shaggy.
What you want?
Yeah.
Do you want?
Right. I shouldn't even called him a new addition to King's Other Word because this is my broski. Like, boy, over 25 years deep, bro. Legend. Man gave me my clubbing experience, popping bottles, all that shit was because of this guy right here. Cool J.
Well, go on. What's happening?
What is happening?
Well, go on, man. I'm here, man. I'm out here. Kings, have a word.
Yeah. His mic working as well. His mic weren't working.
Mike is working. We're doing the 1-2, and we're nice. Kings, what are we saying?
We're there.
They are
Good
live.
day, I'm okay. Bad day, I'm okay.
We got the little bro. He watched us all
Who's little bro?
when we're old,
They were
when
mad
we
thing.
was younger.
Do a
No
mad
one's
thing.
little
He
bro.
saw us, you know.
Go back inside, Carl.
That's why I went and found new friends.
Come on.
That's
Go
why
back
I went and
inside,
found
Carl.
new
You
friends.
know what I mean?
That's exactly what they did to me.
It's not for you to see, mate.
Yes, bro. Bare bullies in the house.
What I say?
Yeah?
Man like Carl.
Big
Big man now.
Doing his
Been a
own
big
thing.
man.
Okay.
From there, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of attitude, you
Try
know.
pigeonhole me.
You know, Ross. Okay. Cheers.
She say you
Right.
right. In the salmon top today. I got to allow you.
I got the salmon on.
the salmon
But you
on.
know what? You know what I rate about you? You know about the salmon? Because everyone be like, oh, you got a pink tongue. No.
Well, you like salmon,
Salmon pink, bro.
I've been an elegant man from day dot, so
You know?
I understand the difference
Salmon
between
pink, man.
and
You
salmon.
gotta hit them with the salmon pink, you know? Come back fresh from Ghana. I gotta be fresh now, you know?
Fresh.
You know
The
what I
sun
mean?
hit him and changed him. Cause man,
You
he's
know,
a
like
new
that.
man.
Change.
He's a new
So,
man.
what, you a new man right now?
New man.
Is that, what, in every area of your life?
Every area. New man.
See what two
Real
weeks can
talk.
do?
The
So-
motherland bless me. Big time. We've been lied to.
Oh,
I heard
100%.
still.
I agree.
You know?
So feed some of that knowledge then. So what you saying? You come back with this kind of new mindset? This new what? What would you
New
say?
mindset. As I said before, self-worth.
Yeah.
Knowledge of our people. Like I went Cape Castle and I went to where all the slaves were, and bro, it's disgusting that our ancestors went through that, and we're just kidding each other off. We're doing these people's jobs for them. So it was eye watering, bro. But we can talk about that on a thing. Right. Today's subject. I wanted to get a bit deep today, because I don't think a lot of men talk about this stuff. I think we hide, like as I said, we done mental health, but we hide a lot of shit. So I want to talk about fatherhood, and from myself and what I see, experience, I think fathers get the raw end of the deal, bro. I really do think, and it is a struggle. We don't get looked at as fathers. Do you get what I mean? And it's just like
What do you mean, like, appreciated as far?
appreciate. I
But
think
by who?
I think just society and women as well.
You think women don't appreciate fathers?
No.
Okay.
And soon as something goes wrong, where's the fathers? But you stop the father from seeing the child 10 years ago. Now he's on the roads stabbing. You know what I mean? Now it's where's the father? And I've seen it. Now don't get it twisted. There's a lot of waste man out there. Like I'm not gonna. Do you know what I mean? But I really do think we get the raw end of the deal. So I just wanted to talk. Like, what's your experience in fatherhood?
What, in fatherhood?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been a proud father for some years now. You know what I mean? And I feel like in the main, like the father figure amongst the black community. Are we talking black community here, or are we just talking about in general?
When I speak, I won't. Generally.
You two
Yeah, I'll
generally.
say generally.
Speak for yourself. Yeah,
We know,
speak
speak
for yourself.
I'm just saying
your
from what
view.
I see in
Just-
our community
just-
and what I've grown up to see, you get me, which would be predominantly obviously the black community, but even still, yeah, generally, I mean, I feel like for me, fatherhood has been a journey, you know what I mean? I always kind of knew what I was going to try and be like, you know what I mean, as a father before I was a father. But no one kind of sets you up for all the other calamities that happen in your life during that time that may change your opinion of fatherhood, you know what I mean, or how you are as a father. I mean, yeah, man's had rocky times, obviously, but I mean, in the main, I don't think anyone could ever say that I've been a bad father or I haven't. Have I been recognised as a father? I would say the mother of my children has recognised me, you know what I mean, supported man through. But I do understand what you mean by getting the raw deal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we get, like, what month is Father's Day in?
I don't know.
June.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
think it's June.
We don't even care.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
June. So it's June.
Yeah. We get prison food for Father's Day.
You know what I mean? Like, no one, it's not really recognised. Like, man said prison food. What's
If
wrong
I
with
get
you? I don't know
prison
what
food
you
for
get.
Father's
Don't
Day.
speak for yourself.
Some slops. I'm not saying me, I'm just saying general. Like, man, this. Do you know what I mean?
Not in my
There's
experience.
there's an Instagram post, right? There is an Instagram post, and it's got Mother's Day, and the meal is looking fantastic, and then it's got Father's Day, and it's like prison food.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So,
I'll tell you what has happened in my experience. Obviously, I collect my child from school on Friday, and when it's Mother's Day, the weekend before Mother's Day, he'll come home with a card. Yeah, that the school's going to make.
yeah.
When it was Father's Day, that didn't always happen. There's been some years where on that Friday he comes home with nothing. There's some years where he does, but Mother's Day is consistent. So I have experienced that as a fact.
Yeah.
But my experience of being a father, I've been appreciated by the world the whole time I've been a dad.
Okay.
I've not always been appreciated by the mother of my first child.
Okay.
But that's an individual thing. In my world, I've always been appreciated, so I can't come and complain.
Boy, I think it's so. Let's just strip it back, yeah. So I think for me, it starts from I wanted to do everything that my dad didn't do. Let's just start there first.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the first lesson. Then there's the lesson of your peers, your uncles, your brethren. So you start to watch certain things they're doing and say, do I want to be that kind of dad, or do I want to be that kind of? So I had to kind of look at, do I want to be a hands-on or do I want to be a here's some money, go and do your thing. So for me, it was always about being hands-on, doing school runs, changing the nappies, doing whatever I had to do to get stuck in to be there.
Yeah.
Because my thing was, my dad was never around in it. He was the garage man, always on cars. You ain't got time for man. So I wanted to make sure my duty was, I want to get stuck in from zero all the way.
Yeah.
So I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's, oh, that's what the women do. I wanted to do everything, bro.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, apart from breastfeeding. But to be, no, I wanted to just experience the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? As a father.
Yeah.
So I try my best to just be there every step of the way.
Yeah.
And just be very present in all parts of their lives and just try to kind of kill those myths that that's what mums do, or that's what I wanted to bun all of that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that guy that says, no, I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? And that was me.
You know what? What's very interesting, right? Obviously, we're in this world, and we hear a lot of stories from friends or outsiders about what they go through, like with their baby mums and things like that. And I must say, majority of my friends and family are hell of a good father. Literally. Like, I don't know hardly any wastemen like that. But from what I see from that outside as well, when a father wants to be there for his youths and wants to do the thing, he's not appreciated. But a waste man will get a girl running him down, begging to be in their lives. Like, it's like there's more appreciation to the waste man than the guy that's actually out here doing his job. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, boy, but I hear hella stories about.
That's what I'm saying.
Dads that are dead though, that are doing their job. You know what I mean? And you would hear them stories, and it's not really in pro favor of them, of that kind of father. You know what I mean? Yeah. I hear, but on the flip side, I don't ever hear them. I don't necessarily hear, oh yeah, you know, he's a great dad if he's not in the home or whatever. You know what I mean? For me, cause I'll be honest with you, it's been the maddest journey. Like, as you know, like obviously, I had my children when I was married to obviously my ex, you know what I mean? And, you know, I went from obviously seeing them every day, every morning with them coming running into the room saying, you know, good morning, daddy, to like literally not seeing them until the weekends, you know what I mean?
That's a nightmare
And
for me.
I'll be honest, that was a hard pill to swallow, I'm not gonna lie. That was the most difficult thing I've ever had to face in my life, cause I'm not gonna lie. But did I speak about it? No. I didn't speak to no one about it. My brother, like, I didn't speak to no one about it, bro. I just dealt with it, you know what I mean? And even still to this day, bro, there's days that man will break, cause, like, tears uncontrollably. No, serious, cause, like,
Yeah, that's
because
real.
Because, obviously, my children aren't with me, cause. And, like, even saying that just feels a bit mad, cause, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, and obviously, man will do the best he can, you know what I mean? And I don't think anyone can hold that against me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big. And I was just going to say, I suppose, from fathers not being on job or giving their most because certain things crash or certain things don't work out, obviously that affects a man's motivation. It affects man to do certain things and still be there. Because for me, when my thing broke down, I didn't know how to operate to say, oh, so what, that's your thing, this is my... I didn't know how to operate. Because we've been operating together for 14 years. So when it breaks down and you're like, you've still got to be dad, happy-go-lucky, man's hurt. Man's hurting. So then it's like, no, don't hurt, just still, yeah, hi, said you're right, you had a good day. And there was only certain things I couldn't do. I couldn't smile for the camera, bro, because man was broken. So when we look at the waste man thing and say, oh, my man's a waste, there's certain things that cause a man to be titled as a waste man. But
you can't speak on behalf of everyone.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But
what
what turns a man into a waste man? What turns them into? Because we can say, oh, what makes a good father? Provide this, that, clean, cook, boom. But what turns it?
Carl?
I don't know what turns it. I mean, how do I put this? Everybody's situation is different. So when I'm thinking about people's situation, things turning are for so many different reasons. I can't put a sort of synopsis on why these things happen. I just see breakdown happens. I was with my first child's mum for 12 years. We had a child. 15 months later, we separated. That's all.
Wow.
Yeah, so we was together for that long. When he turned 15 months, we separated. From the time we separated, it was, I want to have him from Friday to Monday. I want to have him half the week. And that's what I always fought for. And that's what I've pretty much always done, unless there's been a time where I've not been allowed to do so. But if we're going to separate, all I can do is be there half the week. But when I'm taking my son, I'm not taking him to do anything different to what I would have done if I was in the house with him every day. So it's funny, I'm going to find something I put up on Facebook years ago where I said basically it doesn't matter if you got your child for an hour or you got your child for the whole week. Your job is to raise your child. Not spoil your child, not treat them any differently, to give them the same skills you was going to give them if you was waking up with them every day. And that's just never changed for me. That's always what I've done. So one of the problems that I face today is I'm a strict parent. So my child will feel the difference of how I parent him to how he's parented in his mum's house. So he'll feel that difference. I don't care about her opinion. I care about his. And at the moment, he's struggling with the strictness that I bring into his life. I don't care. He's 10 years old. I'm going to raise him. He's going to get older. And he's either going to appreciate it or not appreciate it, just like he would have if we was in a relationship together.
Yeah.
The mother of my child is irrelevant to the job I do for my child.
Yeah.
And that's just how I look at life.
I think it's so important for the mother and the father to be on the same page.
That's what I'm saying. That's
it's
where I
so-
was.
Can I ask a
You know what?
question?
It is so.
When you're
I'm
in a
saying what I think.
relationship-
I'm not saying what reality is.
Yeah, but talk.
I'm just saying to be on the same page.
Why do they have to be on the same page?
What, in terms of having the same goal, in terms of what, raising them? What do you mean?
Yeah,
In terms
being
of-
overruled. You set certain things, and then you're
okay,
just
yeah.
overruled.
Yeah.
But like, what kind of bullshit
No,
is
but
that?
that's
Like, no,
that's
sorry.
different from being on the
See,
same page.
What?
That can happen regardless of whether you're separated or in a relationship. That just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So basically, that's even if you're not on the same page, that is something that still shouldn't take place. So I think you can parent from two different angles, but you just don't ever try and overrule each other, because nobody outranks the other one. Society makes you think that can happen.
No,
It can't.
but I think listen. When there's as I said, when you break up, obviously anger gets in, bitterness. There's bare things that get involved in the relationship to say that's why we can't be on the same page, because the reason why we broke up was because of problems and we couldn't resolve it. So now to say we couldn't resolve something in our relationship, how are you two going to say, okay, let's just work out this relationship and how we're going to pay? Bro,
I guess what my question is, why do you have to be on the same page? Because you're raising your child from two different perspectives anyway. From a male's perspective and a female perspective.
because
But there's
you're-
some core values. I think
that's what I'm
that
saying.
should be- that's what should
Yeah,
be.
bro.
And
Yeah.
whatever those core values.
What are
may
the,
be.
and so my
No,
question
but
is, what are
those
those core
differ. Yeah,
values?
those differ between. But he's saying whatever those two parents are, those core values, in essence, should ride together in order for the child.
Because the kids will
You
play
was
on
doing
it.
it
Yeah,
before.
'cause-
The kids
My
are
thing is
crazy.
you was doing it together
Kids
before.
are not dumb.
You was
They will
doing it
play on that
before.
shit.
You was
Yeah.
doing it
So-
before, bro.
But I do get within reason.
Yeah, I don't want you to lose me. I'm saying you can have the same core values and still approach that differently, and that's kind of what you're arguing. It's not the fact that you want the
No,
same
that's
outcome.
not what he's arguing.
No. That's in some scenarios that is what you're arguing.
No, 'cause-
the argument is about the approach to get to the goal.
No, what he's saying. No, because what he's saying is, that you can be two different parents, but you got to be singing from the same page. So what that is to say is that regardless, even if me and you think different, within reason, this is our main aim. If he's behaving or she's behaving in a certain way in school, we're gonna come down together on them. You get me? Especially we're gonna talk certain differences. You know what I mean? In terms of so that we don't look like we are on. Bro, I'm telling you, the kids in school do it, bro, with teachers and TAs. It's obvious to them more time when you can see two different. And I think there's a bit of muddy waters. However, I see what you're saying. You got two different perspectives, of course, and you're gonna kind of even approach the same kind of idea differently. I get that, but even still, generally, man is saying you should be singing from the same hymn page. And really, when all is said and done, it's that whole idea of overruling. You get me? I've said something. Don't you try and overturn it now. Or let's have that discussion before you even go and do that. You get me? Sorry, you
Yeah,
get me?
but then also I'm saying, how did you used to sing from the same hymn sheet when you was living together? So when certain things went off, how did you do it before? So what you saying? I was saying this, you were saying that. No, we was like, oh cool. So you compromised. You worked together. But because now we're split now, I've got my hat, you've got your hat. I'm gonna be wicked and bad differently now.
Yeah.
So either one, spite you because I know first of all what gets to you. I know what winds you up. So I'm now gonna either play mind games with you, with the children.
But I guess what I'm asking, are they not two different things? Being on the same page and overruling and trying to wind somebody up, are they not two completely different things?
No.
What,
You're,
how?
you're overruling. If I tell you something, not to do something, and then you go and just overrule, like, oh, that's okay. Like, just say a simple subject, no sweets after 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you're giving the child sweet. Oh, just one sweet, or that. Do you know what I mean?
After
That's
7.
that's overruling.
That's not singing
No,
from the same hymn page
that's-
on that specific.
No. You're in agreement. So if we're all in agreement that we're not giving our children sweets after 7, that we all agree. It's just when one parent decides to do something different, they're not overruling. They're just doing what they want with their child. It's got nothing to do with
You
you.
agree, but then they turn on it. They it's alright. They can do what they
Still,
can do.
but
What
still,
they
it's nothing to do with you. That's between the mother and that child.
No, because then the child's never gonna go to the father for anything. They're gonna be smart and go to the mum because they know they're gonna get it.
But listen. Let's just land this plane on the same hymn sheet. What are we talking about?
That's what I'm trying to get to.
let's just land to this now, because what are we saying this hymn sheet is, and what subject are we basing it on? Because we can say it's this, that, but
Yeah.
what are we saying the subject of singing from the set? What do we mean by that?
That's what I'm trying to ask
What
you.
do we mean by singing from the set? So it's like, oh no, I want you to go private school. No, I want you to go public school. What are we talking about?
There's a difference.
Like,
Of
yeah,
course.
That now
what,
means
what are we
that's-
talking about?
That's the difference. So that means
Yeah.
that if I want something and
Yeah.
my partner wants something like that,
Yeah.
we're not on the same
Yeah,
hymn
but
sheet.
that-
we want
yeah.
something different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same. It's the same difference.
That's
same
completely
phrase.
that's completely different to us agreeing on something and then me saying
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just gonna
that's,
do it my way.
that's silly. That's
So
silly.
That's,
That's not what.
that's what I was trying to define as
Oh,
what
well,
the
yeah.
difference is.
Yeah.
Now, if we're growing up, if we're having children together,
Yeah.
and basically I'm saying I want them to go private school, my
Yeah.
partner saying they want them to go state school,
Yeah.
we're not on the same hymn sheet. Together, not together, it doesn't matter. There's a problem here.
Yeah.
But do you know the problem I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
with that?
Go on.
You should have never had kids in the first place
Yeah,
until you figured
100%.
that.
100%.
That's what.
Boom.
100%.
That's
And I
what the
think
problem
that's the
is.
conversation that a lot of people don't have before going into some form of parenthood. You get me?
100%.
And we're not taught that. But I think it's very important that you have these conversations before you
Yeah.
even have these children, bro.
Do you
Because
think?
these are make and break.
Yeah.
A lot of trauma in the child's life, you know, when
Do
you have
you
these
think?
things.
Yeah, we choose.
Let me ask a question after.
Go on. No, you're good. Go choose.
Don't forget what you're gonna say.
If so, say you've broken up with your partner, yeah, and obviously the mum is spending the majority of the time with the kid. Surely the mum should have more say than if you're seeing the kid on the weekend and she's spending 70% of the time, you got 30%. The mum should surely she should have more of a say on the decisions with the kid. Surely.
So my question to you is, why do you think that?
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Because number one, the mum's gonna know the kid better than you.
Is that
Not-
a
not-
fact or
not
is
in
that
ev-
your
not in-
opinion?
Not in every case,
Uh-huh.
but if someone's spending 70% of the time and someone spends 30%, you're gonna think that the person that's spending the 70% is gonna know the person.
So, sorry to do this to
More.
you, yeah?
Yeah.
If I had my son on the weekend, the full weekend, and while my son is with his mum for the whole week, but he spends the majority of the time at school, comes home, 2 hours, has dinner, goes bed, wakes up, 2 hours, gets ready for school, goes to school. Who's having more time?
Yeah, but say
Who's having more say?
if it's a decision that's school related, so she's
No,
dropping into
Carl,
school.
you know.
because I'm literally trying
That's
to
a
give,
good point.
I'm just
It's
literally
a
trying
very,
to
very
give
good point.
what the facts
say
of
she's
something are.
dropping him to school, picking him up from school.
Yeah.
So on those journeys, he's telling her what happened in school. She knows the teachers. She knows his friends,
Yeah.
parents, and all of that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Should you really be able to overrule her on a school
I don't
decision?
ever want to overrule
Yes.
somebody who is my equal. I'm not trying to overrule. I'm actually trying to get my children to the same goal that we set out for them. Our approaches may be different, but what you're basically saying
Yeah,
is
but the goals
because
can change
they're
when you break up.
sorry.
The goals might change when you break up.
No, they shouldn't, and
They
that's the
shouldn't,
point.
shouldn't.
That's
They
the
shouldn't,
point,
they
cuz.
shouldn't.
Because you know what? One thing I'll say. One
They
thing
might,
I'll say.
but they shouldn't
Foundation
have.
should have it's set.
100%,
So you got
cuz.
know,
And-
you're not doing 2 years. You're doing like 5 to
100%.
10 years with someone,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, man.
So you should have an
Regardless.
understanding to what this thing is.
This children thing's
Like-
taken so lightly, cuz. But I
Yeah, but
feel
you
like
can have a goal you can have relationship goals, but when you're not in a relationship,
It's not yours. It's not.
it's not
It's
you
not yours.
can't
It's
expect
not.
her to have the same goals that she had.
Of
when you
course,
got
I don't
course,
need
but-
her to. She's got nothing to do with my
yeah,
life.
it's nothing
now.
to do with me
My
now.
child has everything to do with my
And
life.
it's always gonna be there. But I'm saying, honestly, cuz, there's nothing that the mother of my children, there's nothing that me and her are not in agreement with our children. And I put that on my life, cuz we've had many disagreements. You get me? We've had many disagreements amongst ourselves and so on. But when it came to our children, I must say, cuz, she's always, or we've always been in agreement in terms
Yeah.
of what kind of schooling they're gonna have, in terms of their sweets and fast food. Like, cuz we had those conversations before we committed to having those children. You get me? And I've never had a problem. Not yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
I hope
yet.
you don't.
You get
but
me?
We pray you don't.
Yeah.
Bro.
But
Yeah, but
But I would say though, we have to understand something. I feel like when you say we should have had these conversations before, we should have. But I'm saying the knowledge to what we wish we had, we never. had. My thing is, it's win wash, bro. I'm going with the win. This feels good. Married, mortgage, house, boom, school run. Remember, we're just on this floating. Do you get what I'm saying? We're just flowing.
Yeah.
So to now say we need to have a debrief and have a team meeting. which certain times I had that kind of, oh, how we doing? Let's just track our progress and boom, 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 boom. We do this in work, monitoring, measure impact. But if we was to get professional in our relationship, right, we need to measure this thing because we've been going fast and boom, boom, boom. But now we're not really doing that. And now when things crash, we're like, shit. I spoke about them.
I think going with the wind is dangerous. It's like watching a crisp packet in the windows.
It feels good though, bro. Yeah, but
and then all of a sudden, bro, it ain't fun watching this crisp packet.
Well, I was gonna say, not individually, yeah. I'm just saying, as a community, and not just the black community. Do you think we pick our mothers of our children, or we're just smashing and then, hey, I'm pregnant. Oh shit. I'm a dad now.
Wait, run that again?
Do you think we choose our mother of our children?
Yeah. Well,
and do you think?
I can't speak for everybody.
Speak for yourself. Go on and talk.
Do you
For me, I've only done 2 long-term relationships.
But did you
I'm
say?
on my second life sentence.
All right, your first one. Yeah?
Nice sentence.
Nice sentence, you know.
How many lives you got, bro?
I'm saying, all right. You see your first one, right?
Yeah.
You was young,
I was 15.
right? So did you ever think, yo, this is gonna be the mother of my children?
But my dad died when I was 10. The mother of my first child is who I told my dad when she walked past the car when I was in primary school. Said to my dad, I'm going to marry this woman. I swear to God.
Did you marry her?
No, I didn't marry her because she left me before I was ready to marry her. But forget
Say my
That's not funny. I'm not laughing.
you see me. You not know me. You can laugh at anything. My skin's so thick. I don't. What I'm basically trying to say to you is there were 2. When I was in primary school, there were 2 people that I told my father I want to be with. The mother of my child was one of the people I said to my dad, I'm going to marry her, and she will pass. So I wanted to be with this person. Being in that relationship had its problems like any relationship, but I eventually had a child with her.
Okay.
And then we separated. I'm not trying to live life like out here slinging wood like everybody.
No.
I'm just not trying to do. I'm just not trying to do that because of these things.
Yeah.
And I'm very. I never said that.
Bro,
I never said anybody in this room.
Did you point out certain man? Did you just point out
I didn't point out no
All
one.
right, cool.
Yeah. I ain't trying to incriminate. I'm not trying to incriminate.
Man used his hands, he started doing that.
No,
You're like, rabbit, yeah! Using 2 fingers.
I'm not incriminating. You see?
What are you saying? Just call a man out. Say his name. Say his name.
Because I don't have no name.
Say their name.
You don't say their name.
Got
Put
no
it
name.
on the table. Put it on the table.
We're kings, bro. We're kings, bro.
Do you want to post it or not?
Honestly, I
post
don't speak about life from anybody else's perspective but mine. So I can only talk about my world, and that's the reason why. But the thing is, I say this to you, lot, you all know this about me. You've known me for a very long time, and that is the person I wanted to be with. And the only reason I'm not with them is because they didn't want to be with me. Unlucky. But now, when it comes to us having children, brother, you don't overrule me. It's just that plain and simple. Yeah. You might want to, you might have the urge to, you might think you have the right to, but you don't. So I'm just going to keep that.
Though, she's spending more time with your
child.
child.
This is why I said to Keith, yeah, if I'm picking up my child from school on a Friday and dropping into school on a Monday and spending the whole weekend with him, realistically, who is with that child for more awake hours? Who is spending more time and getting to learn about their child more than the other one? If you want to put, because this is not an argument.
Do you think your son is closer with you or the mum?
If I have to tell the truth, you see, this I'm going to say something now, and if she hears it, she's not going to like it, and that's something I try to avoid. I think she is closer to him. The reason for that is because of the way she approaches him. I leave my child to be free while giving him discipline. I also always keep my child in check. So I remember there was a time where we was playing, my child got a new computer game, and I was letting him play this computer game whole weekend. Monday comes, he don't want to go home. He's saying, no, I want to stay here. He's young at the time. I said, are you mad? And at the time, I'm not getting along with his mum. I said to him, don't ever say to me you want to stay here over going back to your mum's ever again. Don't ever say that to me. She is your mum. She has raised you. She birthed you, all of this stuff. You're supposed to go back from Monday to Friday. Don't let me hear you say that. Because at the end of the day, that's her time with her child. I don't know if that's always reciprocated. And I have a problem with that. Leave me to do my part because you didn't want to be with me. So now you have to leave me to be a parent. And I have to leave you to be a parent. And if you want to come in together in the middle, that's a conversation we need to have. So that's what I fight for. I don't care what anybody else is doing.
All right. You know what? I want to put something out here, right? I want to put something on the table right now. All right. So people don't know my situation, but I'm going to put it on the table and tell you what it is. Because you was talking about the pill you had to swallow. Let me tell you about the pill I had to swallow, so we understand like the levels to not being able to perform. So lo and behold, we basically sold our house, moved abroad, went to Mauritius, stayed there for 3 years. Year one, I was screaming and saying, "Yo, man, this ain't for me, you know." Miss was like, "Boy, we moved, we sold the house, boy, we sold the this, like ride the thing." So I'm like, "All right, cool, let's ride it." Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going back and forth to England, like, boy, I've got the England bug again, and I don't think I could live in a country just with us, because I'm my mum, my sister. So I'm now feeling like certain pulls that I can't survive with just you lot, innit? Yeah. And if this is meant to be my life and say, "But we're enough for you," I'm like, well, no, you're not, because there's other strands to who I am as a man, but I've lost that. So I'm now going back and forth and saying, you know what, I'm done, you know. But she's like, "Boy, we sold everything. There's no way out." So these times, this stuff's now eating me up to say, I've got nowhere else to go. I've got no family. I've just got you lot. Now, I love you dearly, but as I said, there's other parts to me. So now I've had to make a decision to say, all right, you lot want to go. They say, no, we want to stay. So I'm saying, well, I want to go. So now it's the case of, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to move out. You have your house. I've got my house. Let's do 1 week, 1 week. I'm doing the 1 week, 1 week. But remember, I've shipped everything because of you lot and my family. So I haven't got that no more. I've just got my kids and my missus, my ex-missus at the time. Yeah. So I'm trying to work this out and say, but I've got my family. I need my family to support me, but I've got no one. So I've had to leave them and make them feel like Dad doesn't love you. But what they don't realize is I've had to go back to home, because what I've done is I've moved a big thing, but I couldn't kind of handle it no more. Do you understand? Because the whole culture, the setting, it didn't work for me. Yeah. But it worked for her.
Is that where she's from?
That's no, well, her dad's from there, my dad's from there. Yeah. So we've basically gone there based on our heritage. But
you're both from here?
Yeah. Yeah, we're both from here.
That's a big movie, dude.
So now I'm saying to myself, but I've come back and I want to be here, but they want to be there. So I'm having to swallow to say, right, if you want to be there, bro, what am I going to be, a fisherman? And try and ride this thing just for my kids, or I'm gonna have to transform myself into someone I'm not to stay, but it's eating me up. So now the only thing I could do is leave. Obviously not being present, you still got to try and father. What are you doing? Zoom and WhatsApp, and they're like 14 hours away. And then if you want to do 2 weeks, that's like 3-4 grand just to go and see your kids. So now I'm like, how do I manage this?
That's mad.
Like, because they want daddy to be present all the time, but it costs P to be present.
It's an unfortunate situation, man.
And then now, I've had to then leave everything we've worked for to say, you lot have it in it. I'm not going to argue, I'm just going to go. Dad's just going to take 3 suitcases and go back to England and start again. But at the same time, daddy's abandoned us, he's left us. But the depths to how man's feeling, I'm not feeling this no more. This adventure ain't working for me.
Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Did you feel selfish doing
that? I would say yes, but at the same time it was eating me up mentally, so I didn't care. Because I said, you know what? I'm losing myself because of this experience.
Do you think it was a selfish decision now, in hindsight?
No.
Cool.
No.
Then that's
because the reason what I'm saying to you is because I never had no support. It was just my missus and my 2 kids.
I'll tell you straight. I would have done what you done.
That's all we had.
Just probably quicker.
You know something?
I would have done what you done.
It wasn't extreme, right? To as he was, but you know when you say home and a part of you,
bro.
Right?
I wish it worked for you.
I swear to you, I'm not lying. I promise you. In Ghana, I'm living the best life. Best life ever. Everything was great. Good Friday come, right? I phone my mum. Video call. The woman showed me all the fish and that was being prepared. I saw my uncle. I saw my brother. I swear to God, that day, I was depressed. I was so homesick. It was... It just took me out of my mood, bro. Like, I understand, bro, all I did was see some fish on the table. Like, all I saw was
what you saw was home.
I saw home.
That's what you
That
saw.
is me as a kid,
Right.
as an adult,
Yeah.
and I was depressed. That, and to be honest with you, everyone noticed.
Yeah.
Cause I was just quiet, so I get exactly what you mean.
But the thing is, but for me, I try to replace home. Do you understand what I'm saying? I try to replace
And
it.
that's why I'm upset it didn't work for you.
But then I'm saying deep down, my roots are my roots.
Yeah.
And I can't deny
Yeah,
it.
but you never knew that until it was too late.
Well, I was
cuz,
about to
and that's
ask
my
you, did
point.
you
That's why I
fuck
wish
you
it
got
worked
all
for
the
you,
questions,
cuz.
Fucking,
yeah?
do you know-
But it wasn't your fault, cuz.
Can I ask you all the
Yeah.
questions? Yeah. You have a family, you got your children, and this is something I don't think I know how to do. How do you put yourself first?
Me? How do I put myself?
No, to all these lot. Yeah, you
not
mentioned
that hard.
it. Like,
See what I'm saying? No, go on. What you
how
said?
do you put yourself first?
Easy. I come first.
No, hold on. But
It's
putting yourself
burning.
first means, are you still in contact? Are you doing your duties, or is this just you as a man? How do
Looking
you put-
after yourself.
How
Because
yourself?
for me, yeah,
Yeah.
I've got that same thing that you got. I want to be the father that wasn't there for me.
Right.
Even though my dad was about, but he wasn't the father. So as you said, you're doing the school run.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
doing all of that.
Yeah.
You're cooking.
Yeah.
You're doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then you just think, raw. Like,
I'm quite blessed. When I had school plays, my dad would be in the audience. My dad raised me until he died when I was 10.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
I've got a very good example of how to be a parent, even when my parents separated.
yeah.
But I still put myself first all the time.
How?
I don't think I know how to.
Yeah, but he's saying how.
How do I put myself
How?
first?
Yeah, how?
Because I understand in life, in order for me to be the best for anybody else, I have to be the best within myself first. Otherwise, you get everything wrong.
No, but what do you do to put yourself first? Practically.
I might explain this badly, yeah? But basically, I want to be the best so much for other people. I know the way to do that is to make sure I'm the best for me. So that is in the forefront of my mind. I don't want to get things wrong. Have you ever been so mad and then you deal with a situation
Have you ever?
and then your thing dropped, by the way? Have you ever been so mad and you deal with a situation and then afterwards you say to yourself, I handled that wrong? Like most people. I don't like that situation. So in order for me to always handle things at my absolute best and to make sure I get things right for other people, I have to put myself first. I have to be well within myself. It is just the way I am as a human being. So now when I'm dealing with a situation, I don't look back in life and be like, oh, I was having a bad day that day. No, I sorted my bad day out first and then I went and dealt with life. And that's why I do it.
The truth of the matter is, I think we all put ourselves first, all the time. We might not necessarily notice it, but I think we put ourselves first all the time. We make selfish decisions all the time.
As a
What it
family
is,
man.
what it
As a
is.
married man. You,
As
as
any
a
kind
married
of man,
man.
as any kind of man,
Yeah.
bro. Like that is what we do. We think about ourselves first. If anything we do, how we gonna look, or how it's always, we're very, very selfish creatures, because we might not feel like it when you feel like you're giving, but we are actually very, very selfish people, bro. So I think really we have everything we need in order to be that selfish person. But what it is that there is this feeling, this subconscious feeling that we want to be who our fathers were. So what we do is we feel whenever we're not engaged with what the family's doing, when we're not engaged with what the family's doing, that means that we're being selfish. You get me? When in actual fact, cause half of the things that we decide to do, the time we decide to wake up, sometimes, you know what I mean, we make very selfish decisions in the main anyway. I think for me, it's only now I'm learning how to be more selfish and put myself first in its entirety.
Be
in
proud.
as much as that.
Yeah.
And be proud of it.
Proud.
Without no one holding against me, you're a selfish person. I don't care if you think I'm a selfish person, because when all is said and done, this is my movie, blood.
Right.
And I've got certain characters who are in my movie who
Acting like
mean
Agent Smith.
who mean the world to me, who I will who I would always consider in my decisions that I make. Like my children, everything I do, cuz I do really, when all is said and done, for them, the legacy of them, because I know when I'm gone, everything I have is there for them. You get me? So I know that.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, I'm doing it selfishly, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's many times I could have done extra things with the family when I haven't chosen to because I've decided to work.
No, but
you know what I mean?
But you're there as a parent.
Of
So you're
course.
being a parent. So to have
Of course.
moments when you're doing things for yourself should not even be looked at as a selfish decision. I've got to get the balance right.
Okay, so for example, this is what I mean. When I first obviously separated, I never saw my children for about 4 weeks, cause a whole month. And it's not because like I'm a selfish person or because I'm a bad dad or I'm a bad person. It's nothing to do with that. It was because I just didn't know how to deal with the situation.
So you
Cause
took 4
I
weeks.
ran away.
Did you
I
run away
ran-
or did you take 4 weeks to make sure you can get it right when you go back?
I didn't think that far. To me, I just feel like I just ran because
4 weeks,
I
4
ducked
weeks.
my head under the because I didn't know how to deal with
4
it.
weeks is not a bad amount of time. to
I
get
hear
yourself
that.
together, man.
Regardless, I hear that. But I'm just saying now to the other party, I'm selfish.
Okay, so this is a question that I want you to sit with for the rest of your life. Are you raising your children for your wife or for your children?
Yeah, we know the answer to that. It's for my
Who
children.
cares?
Yeah, I
what
know that now.
My
Of
ex-wife
course,
thinks?
I know that now.
It's hindsight.
You know
No,
what?
I know that.
I'm
Obviously,
gonna
and it's
tell
not
you
to be
something, right?
disrespectful to it. You know what I mean?
Sorry,
It
if
wasn't
I come across disrespectful, that's not what
No,
I mean.
no, no. And if
Yeah?
he was, I
I'm
would've
saying
said
this
that.
in my
No, it
own,
wasn't.
I'm gonna tell you something, right?
It's my son who judges me at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
100.
I'm gonna tell you something, right?
And I've only spoken about my one child. I've got two. The other one's getting left out of this conversation because I see him every day. It's wrong.
What,
But anyway,
For me, right, my uncle passed away, and he was basically my dad. Do you understand what I mean? And that hurt. But I was so impressed by what he left behind for his children. Not even just materialistic, but even mentality. And I was at the funeral and like other like talks and like I'm like, raw. This guy was a real king, you know. What can I do to be that version of him? Do you know what I mean? And my main thing was I want my kids' future to be set. Like, do you understand what I mean? And I was like, raw, like, I don't want my kids, obviously they can't, but I don't want them to be on the roads. I don't want them to feel like they have no options and things like that. So I was so obsessed with making sure all my kids were sorted. And then I got a conversation like to say, yo, it's not about the future, you know. While you're thinking about their future, you're actually missing out on them growing up as well. Yeah. And it really I had to check myself again. But my thing was, you was on the roads, I was on the roads. All the shit that I witnessed, I want to make sure when my kids are at a certain age, they're good. They don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And I lost myself for a very long time as a parent because I was just obsessed to make sure, yo,
Making money.
when they're gone, when I'm gone,
There's
there's something there for them.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was when I got that conversation about like, but you're missing out on the time. I was like, raw, you're right. So now I try to have a balance. Kazi,
Yeah.
50.
Kazi, is this recorded? This is not recorded.
No, I get the audio from there. Did you not press record?
No.
Ain't that like the golden rule?
Damn.
Camera
so
rolling.
that means all of the mics that it ain't picked it up.
Just press record from now on.
So what, you
Fuck
did-
off! Aye!
Ah,
Fuck
man.
off!
I rush him.
And that was
Fuck's
wicked,
sake.
you know.
Keep going.
I said,
That's the golden. You're on the
This is
mixer,
shit.
dog.
I don't want to be in the seat no more.
Wait, Ilan, so what
Yeah,
you
you
did?
might have to change.
You just got the visuals and no audio.
I've
So
got
what?
audio from here.
He's
Yeah.
got this
No,
audio,
no,
but it's
no.
not
That's
gonna be-
the.
What's it like though? What's it like? What's it like?
It's okay, but that's the better one.
Yeah.
So
of
would
course.
you have to turn up the audio on your thing?
I'd have to see, but most probably. But let's just carry on anyway.
You're moving mad.
Maybe
You're
you
moving
could
mad.
send it
No,
to me.
Matt.
Anyway,
no.
don't
Can you
don't
get
dwell
that
on
audio
it. Don't dwell on
separate?
it.
I can
It's your fault.
The
put
Wi-Fi
it out and
one.
send it to
You know, I was just gonna kick,
Yeah,
bro.
and
What?
I
Gonna
can
keep their
do
knowledge?
that.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Man-
just. I was
man
gonna
won't be
just.
hurt.
I was gonna do 3 bullet points and I'm gonna stop talking.
All right, I was gonna say it to you.
Can I say something to you though? You know, we say things like, oh, I want my kids to be set up and I want to make sure they don't go what I went through and all this stuff. Do you know how hard that is?
Very hard.
Do you know there's 30 hours a week where your child is being influenced by other little mother
But
fathers.
bollocks.
And that's what's
By
happening.
bollocks as well.
Don't matter how good a parent you are. You see those kids around them in that school, they got more power than you as a parent.
Right. You know what? Something happened to me today.
Mhm.
Right? And I ain't got no problem against anyone.
Mhm.
My daughter was talking about her friend.
Yeah.
And she said her friend doesn't want to be called female.
Mhm.
So I mean, what do you mean? She said, yeah, she doesn't want to be classified as a gender.
Mhm.
And I was absolutely stunned. I'm not gonna lie to you,
What made you stunned? What's the issue?
bro. You're a female, so call yourself a female.
No.
What,
So
you mean
that's
the age?
that's an issue for you.
She doesn't want to be identified as a female or
Okay.
male.
How does that girl's
She wants to
parents-
be
how
called
does that,
they.
How does that girl's parents feel about it?
I don't know.
In
I
other
just
words,
heard that today.
mind your business.
That's
worry
not
about
our
your
business.
own.
But no, but what I'm trying to say to you, you can say mind your business,
Mhm.
but as you said,
Mhm.
influenced by shit that's going out there in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, but
So my daughter could come to me now and say, yeah, I don't want to be classed as a female.
cool. And then your question is
I'll
what?
bust your ass.
You see, and that's so. If
No, and
if
that's
you wanna-
real.
If you
But
want
do you know what I mean?
listen, you can bust her ass if you want.
Yeah.
But do you think that's gonna get the result you want?
You got the result in me sometimes.
What?
When
So
my
what,
mum beat
you
me.
didn't want to be a male?
No, when my mum beat me, I put me on
But bro, what I'm saying is we're
I
in
don't
different times.
understand.
We're in different times
Right.
now, and
So
I'm
has-
saying where that actually comes from. Remember, we're dealing with pronouns now, so it's he, she, they, them. Come on, bro. This is where
They.
we're at. Yeah,
But-
yeah,
but-
them. Come
so-
on, this is where
so
we're at
this
now.
this is what I'm trying
Like,
to.
We're in different
arch you.
times, bro.
It's all well and good what's going on in the world, but you want certain results. The method you just chose will not get you that result.
What the beat?
Yeah, it's not. You're not. It's not going to get you the result you want because you're in a new time. It might have worked in your time because you can
And
get.
plus, they're banning it anyway.
Because
in
you
your
can
children.
get beat when you're younger. You can go to your aunt, your uncle. Everybody's going to give you the same response. Now you can bust your daughter's ass and she turns somewhere else. They ain't giving the same response.
Yeah,
Now
you're
you're
right.
the enemy.
You are
So
right.
now, as a parent, as an adult, when we're dealing with children, I'm not telling you you're not allowed to work when you want, but you have to be more strategic in order to get your result.
You have to pray for
Because
your
of the
children.
world you're
other
in.
words,
So
pray
do you
for them.
think now the government have more say over your children?
They've
than you?
always had more
always had
say?
more
What are you
say.
talking about,
You
cuz?
can't beat your.
That's why the state can come in and take
Yeah.
your children at any
'Cause they got
time
more
if
say.
they feel there is an issue as you as a parent.
That's
Social
why
services.
you have to be.
Of course they've
strategic.
got
So
more
as
power than
us
that.
growing up,
Mhm.
the government had more say
100%,
over the kids
cuz.
than.
No, they didn't.
Are you
No,
absolutely
no, they
mental?
didn't. No, they didn't. No,
They did,
Are
cuz.
you mental?
listen, hold on. Watch this. Now, if
The
we go-
moment
if-
you signed that birth certificate, we gave the state all the power they
Bro.
needed more than us as parents. I'm telling you.
Let me say what you're saying.
Cuz-
listen.
Cause that's
How
bollocks.
you're treated. When I used to live in 23 Cypress Court and Holly Street, and
Mm.
the doors used to close, and it was just you, your dad, and your sister in the yard. What has the government got over what happens in those four walls?
You as the child can take away your parents' right by turning to the government. That's what the government. That's what power.
Remember when
But
childlike
hold
came
on,
in
hold on.
nowadays?
Yeah,
Remember when
but
childlike
back
came
in the
in
day, no, but
nowadays?
yeah, but
Hey, kid,
no, but
I
back in
hear
the day,
this,
none of
but
this
you
was
just didn't
none of this
do
happened
it.
for us
No,
though.
it's true, it didn't.
Man never knew nothing
just
about
didn't
that.
hear
But
this.
that's not the question at hand.
No,
It's true, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It's
But-
true, no,
but,
of course.
But it might not have happened in your world.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people in another world who's
100%.
calling up child.
Back
I
in the
don't like
day?
how you're being treated.
Back in the day?
I
Back in the
remember when
day.
it
Never.
was-
Not
Back
black
in the
people,
day.
not black
Are you
people.
Come on,
crazy?
come
Hold
on,
on,
bro.
Hold
Come
on.
on, bro.
What do you?
I got beat.
All right, hold
I
on,
got
hold
the
on.
phone.
Keith-
Go on then.
Keith
Cool
in the
down.
background
You're
there said
talking
something.
about
Keith
yourself.
said not with black people. Cool. It might not have been with black people.
My parents would have said, take the phone.
Yeah.
They would have dialed
I
the
got-
number.
but
Good, and we'll still say the same thing now.
But it's
What
not
are you
the-
talking
we
about?
would
It's
say the
not
same
the
thing
question at
You
hand.
can't do that now.
What's the question? Bust it.
The beating I got
What's the
when I was
question?
younger, my mum would be in
The
jail for life.
question at hand is, can the state come in and take control of the situation?
Yes, they can.
Regardless of whether you
Yes,
want them
they
to or
can.
not.
And
the
they
answer to
always
that
have
question
been able
is,
to.
that they can.
And that's the point.
It just,
Nah.
what do you mean they
Nah.
can't?
No.
No.
The government can come
No.
and take your
No,
Let me
back
ask
in
you a
the day.
question.
No, so
Let me
hold
ask you a
on.
question.
No.
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 Let me ask you a
I'm not
question.
saying they're going to.
You on? Are
I'm
you
saying
mad?
they can.
Let me ask
They
you a
have the-
question.
You know where further?
Let me ask you a
How
question.
to
The
do
local,
so?
the local authority find out in the 90s that your mum's a crackhead. What's happening?
We'll take you. Put you
But
in
your
jail.
mum's a crackhead though, bruv, innit? That's different.
Cause I'm just trying to show you. I'm giving you just
You're answering
an
your
exemplar.
But you give
Exactly,
the,
you're
you give
answering
the
your
child.
own
You don't want
question.
your
No,
kid
you don't
getting-
give the child.
crackhead.
No.
But this is
No,
what I'm going
you
to ask
don't
you to
give
do.
it.
Don't get fixated on what you want to happen in life. Your question is, can the state rule over you if they want to?
Does the government have more power over you as
Listen,
parent?
No,
wait,
back
wait,
in the
wait,
day.
watch this,
No.
watch this, watch this, watch this,
No.
watch this. No, wait,
No.
watch this now. Watch
In
this.
this country,
So
yes.
listen, I had a bridging, yeah. Man knew his mum was a crackhead, right? Automatically, his gran stepped in and said, "I'm going to look after the youth." The gran. Forget the government. Yeah.
But the government-
Hold on. Watch. Wait.
Uh-huh.
So based on that, remember, if you've got a certain family unit that understand your situation, family just deal with the thing. So if they know you can't cater for your child's needs, auntie will step in and
I-
say, "You
I
know
agree
what?
with you.
Come in." Granny will come in and say, "I'm going to look after you and bake you this."
I'm not in disagreement.
That's it.
Hold on, but I'm not in
That's it.
disagreement. I'm in total agreement. But what I'm saying is, if the law steps in, the
Yeah.
power of your grandma can be overruled.
And will
Get
be.
to know law.
It won't get to.
won't get to know law.
Okay,
It
but
won't
that's
get
not
to
what you
know
meant.
law.
That's not what you
You're
are.
done.
That's not what you
You're
are.
done
That's
at
not
it,
what
and
you
that's
are.
it.
Okay, I
Listen,
get what you're saying. I
That's
agree
not
with
what
you.
you are.
I agree with
The
you.
law says I can't come and dap you, man. It doesn't mean I can't do it.
Exactly.
I can still do it.
Right.
I can still
Brother.
do
Right.
it. So,
Now-
but what I'm saying to you is, if the law catches me, they can overrule my decisions and put me in jail.
But what I was
That's
trying,
the question.
But what I'm trying to say to you is, that's what I said. Between these four walls, if we knew there was some crud that we did and no one ever said nothing, what's anyone gonna do?
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
So if no one
But
knows
that one
nothing,
is questionable.
who's the wiser?
Yeah,
But
Who's
that
the
one is-
wiser?
but
Now,
that
no
one
one
is
knows
questionable.
now
nothing.
it's
So where do they know
advertisement.
that,
It's
though?
advertisement now. Are you feeling lonely at home? Then you know that your mum don't love you no more.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So
Please
now-
call 08, blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
So
You don't
now,
get it before
now
you was
let me
getting
go
that.
back to what I was originally saying to you, because I don't actually lose my point.
You're getting technical with me.
But that's what you're asking me to
That's
do.
what you're doing.
You said if your daughter comes and tells you that, you're going to bust their ass. New age children are not turning to grandma and keeping it in-house. They're going to complain to their friends. Their friends are going to tell them to take it to the law, because that's the world we're in now. They're not in our world. They're not growing up the way we're grown up. Black families are not the same, because they don't operate in that way. So what I'm saying is,
Westernized.
you'll do that to do the best for your daughter, but your decision will lose you your daughter. So as a man to a man saying to you, if you want a result, if you go down that road, you ain't gonna get your result.
It
You're
was
gonna be
your
upset.
daughter still. She just getting a boss ass and that's it. Everything's alright.
So what you saying? So hold on. So what you concluding to that? Your daughter said something. You weren't happy. I'm gonna bust it off. What,
No.
I'm not saying
what-
it.
what-
He
what-
said
what
his,
you saying?
he
What you
said
saying?
his daughter
I
told
told
about
him.
a friend's decision.
But
But he's
I
worried
was
about
just
it
confused.
You
influencing
never
his
knew
daughter.
how to deal with
I
it.
was confused.
You never knew how to
I
deal
was
with it.
confused, bro. Like to say like a female doesn't want to be
But this is a lot.
identified as a female.
This is a lot of females.
Do you understand what
This
I
is
mean?
a lot
And
of
I'm
like,
like,
male
what-
and female.
you're a
sorry.
teacher, like
Yeah.
you're a life coach. You're a teacher, so you got to see this shit more.
Yeah, that's all I do.
And I'm like, what the? I'm like,
I
as
had
I
to
said,
apologize.
I ain't got a problem.
I had to apologize to somebody this last week, because I called them bro, and they were, in my eyes, they were blatantly male, but they did not want to be identified as male. So when my course finished, I had to say to them, sorry, I called you bro, and they appreciated it.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do that, they weren't coming back.
Yo,
That's the day and age.
what kind of world we live in?
The world is always changing, Matthew.
Yeah.
We used to hunt fish and be hairy.
Don't say changing.
Listen.
It's turning evil.
Listen. Hold on. You said bro. I said babe one time, and that just went left.
Yeah.
So using certain words, bro, you can't.
Yeah,
you
even at work,
can't.
I couldn't call
can't
a
do it.
woman love.
Like,
call her
bro,
love,
even
darling,
that's what I'm
all
saying.
that.
We're in the world
It's
now where you can
sensitive,
say
man.
something tomorrow, and 5 years down the line, it's a problem.
Oh,
5 years
oh,
down the
I'll
line,
tell-
so
I'll
now
tell
you're
you
getting
straight.
drawn out on it.
Try-
It wasn't a problem. Yes, it wasn't a problem tomorrow.
Let me tell
but
you
5
something.
years down the line, now because it's a problem, your ass is getting drawn and cancelled.
That-
Oh,
That's
like
the world
that,
we're living
like
in.
Tim Westwood.
Forget Tim Westwood. You see the statement. You see the statement you made in this podcast. Yeah. Try and get famous now and go host something big. They're gonna pull up what you just said
Sure.
and use it against you. Now you can't do it.
100%.
Edit it.
I'm just letting you know. But you can't. You have to edit a whole 20 minutes.
Edit.
But this is my question to you. Yeah. You believe in what you said, so don't edit it. That's who you are. If the world wants to take away opportunity from you because of your views, let them take it. Let them have that world. If you don't want to be part of that world, don't be part of that
So,
world.
as parents,
Create your own.
Come on.
as parents, what do you think of this new age of living?
And this is my honest
What,
answer.
when it comes to what? Sexuality? What were you talking about?
Everything. Like as you said, your kids can say, "Oh, your son, your son can go to you.
Yeah.
Don't call me son no more. I don't want to be identified as a son.
Non-binary.
What's going on?
Non-binary. Yeah, you don't want to disclose who he is. You don't want to. Yeah, cool. This is what I'm saying. This confusion that's happening in the world. If they're adapting and going with, oh, we like all of this transgender, blah blah blah. This is how I relate. This is who I am. I don't want to be called she, him. Bro, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But I know the basics of life is when you was born, you was either a boy or a girl.
Genetically.
Yes, right. So when you came out, that's what you was.
Regardless.
If you choose to
can
go
we
down
change
the
this
no,
though?
what,
How is it possible
no,
to change
watch
this
this.
though? I don't understand.
Listen.
Let him finish.
If you go through life and you feel like I don't relate anymore as a boy, I want to be a girl now. If that's what you are on, that's what you're on. So back in the day, we used to say, you know what? If we want to bang 20 girls and be a player, we decided that's who we wanted to be. Could the next man tell me, bro, stop with the girl thing, stop banging them bareback, stop doing? Man couldn't tell me nothing.
But that's what we saw.
That's who we want. No,
But that's what we saw.
No, but that's who I wanted to be.
That's what they're saying.
That's what I wanted to be.
Cool, but
That's what I wanted to be.
Influence.
Cool, but that's
That's
what
what I wanted to be. That was my identity
That's
at
what
the
they're
time.
saying.
Yeah.
So
But
now,
roles
if
never
they're
change.
growing up saying, I don't want to have a penis,
I want
I
the
want to
blood
take pills
clot,
and change who I am. Who are we?
Yeah, but it's a different
What?
level. Though. I hear what you're saying, Jay,
Bro!
but it's a different
Who
level.
are we?
I'm
Can a man
just,
tell
no,
you
I
to
hear what you're
stop
saying. No one
singing?
can tell you to do anything.
Can a man tell you
No,
stop singing?
no,
Don't
not
sing.
at all. Not at all. And that's what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, and I agree. Who are we when all is said and done?
Let's get
But
off
I'm
this
just
subject.
saying.
We're parents.
Yeah, all right.
We're parents. That's who we are. We're parents that want to raise
What made you want to change the subject? What made you want to change it?
too political.
Because when I look back, it's going to be a lot of editing because I've got to like kind of guard you guys from what you're saying to the
It's
public.
gonna have to be the whole last 20 minutes.
So, kind of, we to bring it back to how do you? What did you said something about how do you bring
I
it?
was-
Listen, we got
Yeah, let's wrap.
35 minutes left,
Yeah.
so just do the whole.
How do you look
last
after
one.
yourself? Because I
Yeah,
think
basically.
Now I
didn't
ask
really-
you, lot. I ask you, lot. How do you put yourself first?
First, let me please let me go. All right. So, how do you put yourself first? I think you first of all you've got to do the things that feel good for you. What feels good, yeah. And I would more or less say, put yourself first for me means do things that make you stronger, do things that make you wiser, and see what makes you weak. Do you understand? Take time out for yourself and have self-awareness around who you are. That's taking time out for yourself rather than the next person that's in a relationship saying, I know you better than yourself. Because they've been clocking your moves all day, every day, but you ain't been clocking yourself.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
Facts,
saying?
big facts.
So I'm like, spend more time and understand who you are so you get to really master yourself. Do you get me? Rather than being with someone and being unconscious to who you are and they
100%.
know you more than who you are.
100%. It's only now I'm learning that.
That-
Jose.
bro, no, but that's landed for me as well. No,
Yeah,
that's landed
yeah.
for me. So I'm like, raw. But at the time, I was trying to paint a story where family, boom, this is what we do. Happy families. So I was trying to paint a picture without realizing I got work to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then when you don't know what your work is, you're just trying to, like you said, make sure kids are okay, investments, savings. My mind's on something else
Yeah,
rather than me.
Yeah, and when you approach it,
do you get
and
it?
when you
Do you-
approach it, 100%, and when you approach it any differently, there's only one of,
My man's always on me.
there's only,
I ain't played FIFA in 4 years.
Sorry.
there's
Cut
only,
man off.
I ain't played FIFA in 4 years.
Quest. Please.
that's your fault, man.
I know.
Quest.
No,
The Tourette's. To do the Tourette's.
No, I was just,
That's offensive, you know. That's actually offensive.
I know,
You
I
can't
don't
say
care.
that.
You know,
That's-
let me tell you
no,
something.
no, that's offensive.
No.
That's actually offensive.
Okay, so
Because there's man that could be watching this
Yeah.
with Tourette's.
And I'll tell you straight, I made a joke, and if they don't like it, unlucky. I don't apologise for things that I say. I mean that. That's how I
So,
roll.
all right. So let's go back. So you said you called someone bro, and they found it offensive, and you apologised. So how does that work, bro? So how does that work? No.
Don't do it. Don't
Big
do it.
shot.
Don't
No,
do it.
no,
Because he's
no.
asking
Do
me to
the
respond.
crash.
He's
Do the crash.
asking me to
Go on,
You said you
go on,
don't
respond.
apologise.
Don't give him no more time. Jay, don't give him no more time. Don't
Alright,
give him no more time.
to
Go on.
respond.
Go on,
Alright,
go on.
cool.
So,
Cool.
Here is my response. I'm on somebody else's time being paid to be a professional. I am on my own time. I was at work. This is what I'm saying to you. I'm at work representing
Also,
the
you're
organisation.
different when you're at work.
No, come on, bro.
No, hold on.
Different
Hold on.
values.
Hold on.
Come on, bro.
You're not
Hold
yourself.
on.
It's offensive.
Hold on.
Paid or unpaid. You can be a volunteer and offend someone. What are you talking about?
See this?
How does this always turn on Carl?
Because I don't. You know what it is?
You don't care.
It's got to make sense. No, but it's got to make sense.
But you're,
You can't say you don't
hold
care.
on.
It's gotta make sense.
Hold on.
Apologise.
You're asking
He
me.
cares.
You're asking me something, but you know what it is? You've already made your mind up that you don't want to hear my response.
No.
You have.
No.
Because I'm responding. You don't want to hear
Right, no,
it.
wait.
Because I said to you,
Go on.
I'm representing an organisation. That's why I've
Not
apologised.
yourself then. You're not representing yourself.
Nah.
What? While I'm at work. Hold on. While I'm at
Well,
work.
yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. While I'm at work.
Of course, am I not seeing Carl? Or am I seeing your organisation?
Hold on.
It's the money.
When
the
I
money.
am at work,
Wrong,
I am
bro.
representing me.
Oh, so you're not
I'm
you.
representing an organisation.
So I don't see no
listen
Carl.
to what I'm saying to you.
We got all shit.
I am now on my hold on.
My body.
I'm now on
Let
my
him finish.
time. I'm now on my time. So on my time, I'm saying whatever I want to say.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it.
Hold on,
I don't buy it.
I
I
know
don't
you
buy it.
don't
I don't buy
care.
it.
I know, it don't matter.
When you say you don't buy it, what is it you don't buy?
Alright,
Can I
watch
tell
this.
you
Oh,
what?
Do you know what I'm going to start doing to
No,
you?
watch
I'm
this.
gonna start doing
No,
to
I just
all
wanna
of
go.
you lot.
Please,
Every
please,
week,
no, please.
I'm going to start
Please.
doing to you lot what you keep trying to do
Bro,
to me.
no.
I've never done this,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
just
no.
contradicted yourself, and I'll tell you
Hold
why.
Hold on a minute.
I'll tell you why.
You know what I'm highlighting?
I do
The fact that
contradict
he's
myself.
getting paid.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying why I don't buy it.
You don't wanna fuck up the
in
money.
this. Hold on. In this
don't wanna
moment,
fuck up the bag.
I don't believe I'm contradicting myself.
Can I say something?
In this moment,
Please,
Don't
hold on,
matter.
please. No,
Don't
all right,
matter.
so, all right, so look, the reason why I highlighted that, right, because there was a big thing you said. You said, I said to you straight, there's certain things that we say sometimes that can cause offence.
Yeah.
Paid or unpaid.
Yeah.
All right, is that facts? Is that true or false?
Yes.
Okay, now, you said you apologised because you said bro, and you was like, let me apologise.
Yeah.
I'm saying words like Tourette's and certain things could be offensive.
Yeah.
And I said, if that's offensive, you're like, well, I don't care. But I'm
In
saying,
the-
but if someone's watching this and they suffer with Tourette's, isn't it not right to say, if I've caused offence, let me apologise?
No.
And this
No,
is
no,
another
is that
question
not-
anyway.
Sorry. This is not a.
You're representing
asking me-
us right
You're
now.
asking me about right or wrong in this moment. Yeah. And in this, I don't represent you. In this moment, I represent me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just so you know. In that, what I'm
nasty,
saying
though?
is, in that moment, I'm representing another organisation. It is me who wants to make the decision to apologise to that person, especially on behalf of the organisation. What I'm doing right now, I'm basically saying, if the world doesn't like what I have to say right now, I don't care.
Incredible.